Page off.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm here to do part 1 of what I added to Goodreads. There is an Audible site-wide sale going on. It's over on Sunday, so I already added a lot of books before the sale happened, so I want to get those out of the way. Because I'm going to go to town on the Audible sale. The video that I posted before this one that I'm going to post today is like basically where you can post what you think I should buy from the Audible sale, since everything on the site is on sale. You might get some ideas from these books that I'm going to talk about here as to what my reading taste is. So yeah, let's just get started. There was also some sales, like just a typical Audible sale, and then there was a sale on Libro FM, so I got some books from there too. I don't know what is happening with the book sales this month, but wow. Anyway, so the first one I found is The Selected Letters of Laura Ingalls Wilder. Basically, I guess it's her selected letters. I found that one on the, every month they have like certain books on Audible for sale, so I bought that one. And then I found a bunch from the Libro FM sale, so I'm going to talk about those now. We have The Girls in the Garden by Lisa Jewell. I had never heard of this one, and I've read a lot of Lisa Jewell. You live on a picturesque communal garden square, an oasis in urban London where your children run free in and out of other people's houses. You've known your neighbors for years, and you trust them implicitly. You think your children are safe, but are they really? Midsummer night, a 13-year-old girl is found unconscious in a dark corner of the garden square. What really happened to her, and who is responsible? Dun dun dun. Next we have A Memory of Violets by Hazel Gaynor. I never heard of this one, and Hazel Gaynor is another autobi author for me. Like, I've read a lot of her books. In 1912, 20-year-old Tilly Harper leaves the peace and beauty of her native Lake District for London to become assistant house mother at Mr. Shaw's home for watercress and flower girls. For years, the home has cared for London's flower girls, orphaned and crippled children living on the grimy streets and selling posies of violets and watercress to survive. Soon after she arrives, Tilly discovers a diary written by an orphan named Florrie, a young Irish flower girl who died of a broken heart after she and her sister Rosie were separated. Moved by Florrie's pain and all she endured in her brief life, Tilly sets out to discover what happened to Rosie. But the search will not be easy. Full of twists and surprises, it leads the caring and determined young woman into unexpected places, including the depths of her own heart. And then here's another Hazel Gaynor, 3 Words for Goodbye. 3 cities, 2 sisters, 1 chance to correct the past. New York, 1937. When estranged sisters Clara and Madeline Summers learn their grandmother is dying, they agree to fulfill her last wish, to travel across Europe together. They are to deliver 3 letters, in which Violet will say goodbye to those she hasn't seen since traveling to Europe 40 years earlier. A journey inspired by famed reporter Nellie Bly. Claire, ever dutiful, sees the trip as an inconvenient detour before her wedding to millionaire Charles Hancock, but it's also a chance to embrace her love of art. Budding journalist Madeline relishes the opportunity to develop her ambitions to report on the growing threat of Hitler's Nazi army and Mussolini's control in Italy. Constantly at odds with each other as they explore the luxury Queen Mary, the Orient Express, and the sights of Paris and Venice, Clara and Madeline wonder if they can fulfill Violet's wish until a shocking truth about their family brings them closer together. But as they reach Vienna to deliver the final letter, old grudges threaten their reconciliation again. As political tensions rise and Europe feels increasingly volatile, the pair are glad to head home on the Hindenburg, where fate will play its hand in the final stage of their journey. That was a very long description. Then I watched Chloe from Always Books book haul, and I found, Between You and Me by Susan Wiggs. I remember reading a few Susan Wiggs like years ago, but I've never heard of this one, and yeah. Deep within the peaceful heart of Amish country, a life or death emergency shatters a quiet world to its core. Okay, what is with all the Amish books that keep coming into my path? I'm very happy about it, but anyway. Caught between two worlds, Caleb Stoltz is bound by a deathbed promise to raise his orphan niece and nephew in Middle Grove, where life revolves around family, farm, faith, and long-held suspicions about outsiders. When disaster strikes, Caleb is thrust into an urban environment of high-tech medicine and the relentless rush of modern life. Dr. Reese Powell is poised to join the medical dynasty of her wealthy, successful parents. Bold, assertive, and quick-thinking, she lives for the addictive rush of saving lives. When a shocking accident brings Caleb Stoltz into her life, Reese is forced to deal with a situation that challenges everything she thinks she knows, and ultimately emboldens her to question her most powerful beliefs. Then one impulsive act brings about a clash of cultures and a tug-of-war that plays out in a courtroom, challenging the very nature of justice and reverberating through generations, strengthening the fragile threads of faith and family. Okay. Elizabeth, Lizzie from Lizzie Faye Loves Books. Maybe you might like this. It's Amish and I've never really seen an Amish court battle. Sounds intriguing. Then we have another Amish book, A Mother's Gift by Charlotte Hubbard, also from Chloe's Book Haul. As a young girl, Leah Otto was captivated by Jude Shetler's good looks and talent as an auctioneer. So when Jude, now a widower with 3 children, begins to court her, Leah doesn't hesitate. Other men may not appreciate her tomboy ways, but Jude values Leah's practical nature and her skills with the animals she tends, and both enter the marriage with optimism. Yet 3 months later, Leah feels as if her world is coming down around her. Her twin teenage stepdaughters are pushing far too many boundaries, while the 5-year-old deeply misses his mother. Leah, more at ease in a barn than a kitchen, struggles with her housekeeping duties. Then a baby is abandoned on their doorstep. Caring for the infant renews Leah's strength to pull her family together. With Jude's steadfast support, Leah finds out what she once thought of as a happy ending may be something even better. The beginning of a life rich in love, faith, and unexpected blessings. Sounds good. Then we have some new releases. The Briar Club by Kate Quinn. I first heard about this one from Jen from The Bookish Blonde, and then Krista from Books and Jams also had it on her new release video. So this one comes out on July 9th. A haunting and a powerful story of female friendships and secrets in a Washington, D.C. boardhouse during the McCarthy era. I'm not going to read anymore. This description looked very spoilery. Next we have, these next ones are all from Krista. The Book Lover's Library by Madeline Martin. This one comes out on September 10th. I cannot wait. This looks really good. I have a couple other ones by Madeline Martin. One, I think it's called The Keeper of Hidden Books. I found that one a few months back. I might read it this month in anticipation. Just because I'm excited about this one. Anyway, a heartwarming story about a mother and daughter in wartime England and the power of the books that bring them together. In Nottingham, England, widow Emma Taylor finds herself in desperate need of a job to provide for herself and her beloved daughter, Olivia. But with the legal restrictions prohibiting widows with children from most employment opportunities, she's left with only one option: persuading the manageress at Boots Book Lover's Library to take a chance on her. When the threat of war becomes a reality, Olivia must be evacuated to the countryside. In her daughter's absence, Emma seeks solace in the unlikely friendships she forms with her neighbors and coworkers, as well as the recommendations she provides to the library's quirky regulars. But the job doesn't come without its difficulties. Books are mysteriously misshelved and disappearing, and her work forces her to confront the memories of her late father and the bookstore they once owned together before a terrible accident. As the blitz intensifies in Nottingham and Emma fights to reunite with her daughter, she must learn to depend on her community and the power of literature more than ever to find hope in the darkest of times. So, yeah, that one sounds good. Books or mystery. All things I love. Next is one I'm really excited about. When We Flew Away, a novel of Anne Frank before the diary by Alice Hoffman. This one comes out September 17th. I cannot wait. I've always been like really fascinated with Anne Frank, and this one looks like a fictionalized novel, like before she went into hiding. So it says, a beautiful novel exploring the little-known story of Anne Frank's life before she went into hiding. Okay. In soaring prose, this doesn't really have a huge description. But yeah, I guess it's going to be like a narrative story. It's not like a biography. We're going to kind of get their thought process. I guess I'll just read what there is. In soaring prose, best-selling author Alice Hoffman brings Anne Frank to life on the page, drawing from her extensive research in Europe and the United States to depict her experiences from the moment the Nazis invade the Netherlands until her family is forced into hiding in the annex of her father's office building at 263 Prinsengracht in Amsterdam. As state-sponsored discrimination turns ordinary people into monsters, the Jews of the Netherlands are caught in an inescapable swell of violence and hate, and Anne is shaped as both a young woman and as a writer who will change the world. Yeah, not that detailed. But yeah, it sounds like a narrative of the time before. Like, they're probably going to talk about how her father tried to emigrate them to the U.S. Like, they're going to base it on a bunch of letters and, like, stuff that they have from the Anne Frank house to turn it into, like, a story for younger readers. So, I'm excited. Then we have The Last Secret by Maya Karen. This one comes out on September 24th. Ukraine, 1944. This takes place in Ukraine. There's like 2 different timelines. So yeah. Can't read the description for this one. The Braille did not copy very well, so oh well. But yeah, it sounds like fun. It's dual timeline. One's in the 40s and one's in the 70s, I think. So yeah. Then we have A Most Agreeable Murder by Julia Seals. Seals? I don't know. I heard about this one from the Currently Reading podcast's Indie Press List. When a wealthy bachelor drops dead at a ball, a young lady takes on the decidedly improper role of detective in this action-packed debut comedy of manners and murder. Feisty, passionate Beatrice Steele has never fit the definition of a true lady, according to the strict code of conduct that reigns in Swampshire, her small English township. She is terrible at needlework, has absolutely no musical ability, and her artwork is so bad it frightens people. Nevertheless, she lives a perfectly agreeable life with her marriage, scheming mother, prankster father, and 2 younger sisters, beautiful Louisa and forgettable Mary. Jeez. But she harbors a dark secret. She's obsessed with the true crime cases she reads about in the newspapers. If anyone in her etiquette-obsessed community found out, she'd be deemed a morbid creep and banished from respectable society forever. For her family's sake, she's vowed to put her obsession behind her. Because eligible bachelor Edmund Croxworth is set to attend the approaching autumnal ball, and the Steele family hopes that Louisa will steal his heart. If not, Martin Grubb, their disgusting cousin, will inherit the family's estate, and they will be ruined, or even worse, forced to move to France. So Beatrice must be on her best behavior, which is made difficult when a disgraced yet alluring detective inexplicably shows up to the ball. Beatrice is just holding things together when Croaksworth drops dead in the middle of a minuet. As a storm rages outside, the evening descends into a frenzy of panic, fear, and betrayal as it becomes clear they are trapped with a killer. Contending with competitive card games, Tricky Tonics, and Swampshire infamous squelch holes. Swampshire's infamous squelch holes. Beatrice must rise above decorum and decency to pursue justice and her own desires before anyone else is murdered. It sounds like a cross between Pride and Prejudice and, like, if Pride and Prejudice had some murder, which sounds like fun. Anyway, next is one I found on the Libro FM sale, The Midwife's Child by Amanda Leese. Save her, she begs, drawing her last quavering breaths. Save my baby. Find her father and reunite them. Both of our tears fall on the tiny creature in my arms, only minutes old and already in terrible danger. There's never any doubt. Of course, I'll do all I can. But will it be enough? Auschwitz, January 1945. Forced on a terrifying death march from the notorious concentration camps, midwife and former secret agent Maggie must find the strength to protect the tiny baby girl her dying friend left to her care. Only days old, little Leah is in terrible danger, from the Nazis, from the freezing weather, from starvation. So when a company of Scottish soldiers, led by brave Major Jamie McLean, rescues the marching women, Maggie's relief knows no bounds. But it's on making herself known to Jamie that she has the biggest shock of her life. They fall in love at first sight, a lightning bolt of joy in the darkness of times. Jamie vows to do whatever he can to help Maggie recover and to assist in her mission to find Leah's father and reunite them. But first, Jamie must set off on an operation of his own, deep in Nazi-controlled territory. So after a tender farewell and a promise to see each other soon, he and Maggie part. And then, only days later, she hears the news every sweetheart dreads. He's missing, presumed killed in action. Grief-stricken and unable to believe Jamie's fate, she swears to do everything in her power to find him. But her first duty is to little Leah, who looks up at her with such trusting eyes. Can Maggie find out what happened to Jamie while keeping the tiny infant safe? Just how far can love, courage, and a stubborn need to know the truth get her? And is Maggie really willing to risk everything for a man she may not even find alive? So, yeah. I'm probably going to read this one fairly soon. It sounds really interesting. Next we have When the Moon Was Low by Nadia Hashimi. I found this one on the Libro FM sale too. I'd heard about this one before from Sarah's Bookshelves Live a while ago, but I never added it for some reason. I also have Sparks Like Stars on my TBR from way back, but I have not read either. But anyway, this one looks interesting. Mahmoud's passion for his wife, Fariba, a school teacher, is greater than any love she's ever known. But their happy middle-class world, a life of education, work, and comfort, implodes when their country is engulfed in war, and the Taliban rises to power. In Kabul, we meet Fariba, a school teacher who puts her troubled childhood behind her when she finds love in an arranged marriage. But Fariba's comfortable life implodes when the Taliban rises to power and her family becomes a target of the new fundamentalist regime. Forced to flee with her 3 children, Fariba has one hope for survival: to seek refuge with her sister's family in London. Traveling with forged papers and depending on the kindness of strangers, Fariba and the children make a dangerous crossing into Iran under cover of darkness, the start of a harrowing journey that reduces her from a respected wife and mother to a desperate refugee. Eventually, they fall into the shadowy underground network of the undocumented, who haunt the streets of Europe's cities. And then, in a busy market square in Athens, their fate takes a frightening turn when Fariba's teenage son, Salim, becomes separated from the rest of the family. Without his mother, Salim is forced abruptly and unforgivingly to come of age in a world of human trafficking and squalid refugee camps. Heartbroken, Fariba has no choice but to continue on with her on with only her daughter and baby. Mother and son cross border after perilous border, risking their lives in the hope of finding a place where they can be reunited. So yeah. Then we have some other new releases. We have Helpless by Kathy Glass. This one comes out on August 29th. It's a fostering memoir. This is Kathy Glass's last foster care book, which I'm really sad about, but I guess she retired, so there's only so many stories you can tell. So I'm excited and also sad. August 29th. Then we have the sequel to TJ Klune's, what is the book called? Well, this one's called Somewhere Beyond the Sea. What in the world is this? I cannot believe I'm blanking out on TJ Klune's book title. It's going to annoy me until I find it. Give me a second. TJ Klune, what in the world? Sorry. I have a problem. The House in the Cerulean Sea. So yeah, that's a sequel to The House in the Cerulean Sea. So this next one is called Somewhere Beyond the Sea by TJ Klune. This is coming out September 10th, and I cannot wait. And that is all I have for this particular video. Like I said, I'm starting to collect books that I'm buying from the Audible sale. I already have a few, but that's going to be in another video, probably when the sale's over. So yeah, in the meantime, go check out the other video and give me some book suggestions. So yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.
Speech, stop recording video.